Welcome to English Cat. Sit back, relax, and let the words flow. There is a special kind of silence that only exists at 6 o'clock in the morning. It is a soft silence. It is not empty, but full of peace. I wake up before the sun starts to climb over the city buildings. The room is cool and the air feels fresh. This is my favorite time of the day. I do not jump out of bed immediately. Instead, I stay under the blankets for a few minutes. I listen to the sounds of the world waking up. I hear a single bird chirping in the tree outside my window. Soon, another bird answers. It is like a small private concert just for me. When I finally get up, the floor feels cold under my feet. I walk to the kitchen quietly. I do not want to break the silence just yet. I fill the kettle with water. The sound of the water running is bright and clear. I turn on the stove, and soon the kettle begins to whistle. It is a friendly sound. I make a cup of coffee. I like my coffee black and hot. I hold the warm mug in both hands. The warmth travels from my palms to my heart. I stand by the window and watch the sky change. It moves from a deep dark blue to a soft pink and then to a bright orange. The sun is coming. Morning routines are important. They set the tone for the whole day. If I rush in the morning, I feel rushed all day. But if I take my time, the day feels easy. I take a deep breath. The smell of the coffee is strong and comforting. Today is a new day, and it is full of possibilities. I drink my coffee slowly, one sip at a time. The world is still quiet, and for now, everything is perfect. Leaving the house is always a transition. I lock my front door and step out into the street. The quiet of the early morning is gone now. The city is starting to move. I walk to the train station. My shoes make a steady rhythm on the sidewalk. Left, right, left, right. It is a walking meditation. I see the same people every morning. We do not know each other's names, but we know each other's faces. There is the man in the blue coat who always carries a newspaper. There is the woman who runs past me looking at her watch. We are all part of the same morning story. We are all going somewhere. The train station is busy. People are moving quickly, but I try to keep my own pace. I find a seat by the window on the train. I like to look out and see the world go by. The train moves through the suburbs and into the heart of the city. I see gardens, shops, and parks. I see people waiting at traffic lights. Listening to the sound of the train is relaxing. It has a steady hum. Some people on the train are reading books. Some are looking at their phones. Others are closing their eyes, taking a few more minutes of rest. I like to think about where everyone is going. Maybe that student is going to a big exam. Maybe that man is going to his first day at a new job. When the train arrives at my stop, I step out into the crowd. The air is different here. It feels energetic. The city is alive. I walk toward my office, passing a small flower shop on the corner. The smell of lilies and roses follows me for a moment. It is a small gift in the middle of a busy morning. I reach the glass doors of my building, ready to start my work. Work does not have to be stressful. I like to think of my work as a series of small tasks. Each task is a puzzle to solve. I sit at my desk and turn on my computer. The soft hum of the machine is a familiar sound. I check my emails and make a list of what I need to do. Writing things down helps me feel organized. I start with the most important task. I focus on it completely. Time seems to move differently when you are focused. I type on the keyboard and the clicking sound is like music. Sometimes I stop and look out the window. My office is on the fourth floor. I can see the tops of the trees and the birds flying between them. It is good to take small breaks. Around noon, the office becomes a bit louder. People are talking about their lunch plans. I usually bring my own lunch. I like simple food, a sandwich, an apple, and maybe a piece of chocolate. I go to the small park near my office to eat. Sitting on a wooden bench under a large oak tree feels wonderful. The sun is warm on my face. I watch the squirrels running across the grass. They are very busy looking for food. People are walking their dogs and children are playing. It is a nice break from the digital world of computers and screens. Nature has a way of balancing our lives. After 30 minutes in the park, I feel refreshed. I go back to my desk for the afternoon. The energy in the office is a bit slower now. I finish my reports and answer a few more messages. I tidy my desk before I leave. I put my pens in the drawer and stack my papers neatly. A clean desk makes me feel like I have finished my day well. I say goodbye to my colleagues and head back to the train station. The workday is over and it is time to return home. On my way home, I stop at the grocery store. I enjoy shopping for food. The store is bright and colorful. I start in the fruit and vegetable section. The apples are shiny and red. The lemons are a bright, happy yellow. I pick up a bunch of green spinach and some sweet oranges. I think about what I want to cook for dinner. Maybe a simple pasta dish with tomatoes and garlic? I find the pasta aisle and choose a bag of spaghetti. I also need some olive oil and a loaf of fresh bread. The smell of the bread is amazing. It is still warm from the oven. Shopping is a very sensory experience. I touch the cold glass of the milk bottle. I hear the sound of the checkout scanner. I talk briefly with the person at the register. We talk about the weather. It is a small human connection. It reminds me that we are all neighbors in this city. I walk home with my bags. They are a bit heavy, but it feels like good exercise. I take a different path today, walking through a quiet side street. I see a cat sitting on a fence. It looks at me with big green eyes and then goes back to cleaning its paws. I see a small garden with purple flowers I have never noticed before. Sometimes we are in such a hurry that we miss these small details. But when we slow down, the world becomes much more interesting. I reach my front door and feel a sense of accomplishment. My kitchen is now full of fresh food, and my evening is ahead of me. I put the groceries away, placing the milk in the fridge and the fruit in a bowl on the table. The house feels welcoming. Evening is the time for slowing down. The light outside is turning gold. I call this the golden hour. Everything looks beautiful in this light. I put on some soft music. It is instrumental music, just piano and a little bit of cello. It helps me leave the thoughts of work behind. I start cooking dinner. I like the process of preparing food, washing the vegetables, chopping the onions, and smelling the garlic as it cooks in the pan. It is a very grounding activity. Cooking is a way to take care of myself. When the pasta is ready, I sit at my small dining table. I do not watch TV while I eat. I just enjoy the flavors of the food. After dinner, I wash the dishes. I like the feeling of the warm, soapy water on my hands. I dry the plates and put them away. Now the kitchen is clean again. This is my time for reflection. I think about my day. I think about the things that made me smile and the things that were a bit difficult. I go to my favorite armchair and pick up a book. I am reading a story about a traveler in a faraway land. Reading allows me to travel without leaving my room. I get lost in the pages. I forget about time for a while. The lamp beside me gives off a warm yellow glow. Outside, the streetlights come on. The world is getting dark and quiet again. I make a cup of herbal tea. Chamomile is my favorite for the evening. It is gentle and helps me feel sleepy. I sip the tea and listen to the wind blowing against the window. It is a cozy feeling to be inside when it is cool outside. I feel safe and content in my home. Before I go to sleep, I like to write in my journal. I write down 3 things I am grateful for today. Today, I am grateful for the beautiful sunrise, the taste of the fresh bread, and the quiet time I spent in the park. Focusing on gratitude makes my heart feel light. It is easy to worry about the future, but today was a good day. I think about the people I saw today, the stranger on the train, the shopkeeper, my coworkers. We all have our own lives, our own joys, and our own struggles. It is good to be kind to everyone. A small smile or a polite word can change someone's day. I want to be a person who brings a little bit of light into the world. I reflect on the importance of simple things. We often think we need big events to be happy. We wait for holidays or special celebrations, but happiness is usually found in the small moments. It is in the taste of coffee, the sound of rain, or a good conversation with a friend. These are the things that truly matter. I look at my plants on the windowsill. They are growing slowly but surely. They do not rush. They just exist and grow in their own time. I think humans can learn a lot from plants. We should not always be in a hurry to reach the next goal. Sometimes we just need to be where we are. I turn off the lights in the living room. The house is dark now, except for the moonlight coming through the curtains. I feel a deep sense of peace. My mind is calm, and my body is tired in a good way. I have lived a full day, and now it is time to rest. I walk to my bedroom, ready for a deep and peaceful sleep. Sometimes I wake up to the sound of rain tapping on the roof. Some people find rain sad, but I find it beautiful. It is the sound of nature refreshing itself. The trees look greener and the air smells like wet earth. It is a perfect day to stay inside and be cozy. I don't have to rush today because it is the weekend. I stay in my pajamas a little longer. I make a big breakfast. I fry some eggs and toast some bread. The kitchen smells wonderful. I watch the raindrops racing each other down the window pane. It is like a slow, natural movie. I decide to do some cleaning. When it rains, it feels good to organize things. I go through my bookshelf and organize the books by color. It looks very pretty when I am finished. I find an old photo album and spend some time looking at pictures from years ago. I see photos of my family and my old friends. It brings back many happy memories. Rainy days are good for creative things. I take out some paper and pens and start to draw. I am not a great artist, but that does not matter. I just like the feeling of the pen moving across the paper. I draw the flowers I saw yesterday. It is relaxing and fun. Later in the afternoon, the rain stops. The clouds break apart and the sun shines through. Everything looks clean and sparkly. I open the window to let the fresh air in. I can hear the water dripping from the leaves of the trees. It is a very peaceful sound. I feel a sense of renewal, as if the rain washed away my worries too. In the late afternoon, I decide to go for a long walk. The park is my favorite place to visit. There are big old trees that have been here for 100 years. I walk along the winding paths. The ground is a bit soft after the rain. I see a pond with some ducks swimming in it. I stop to watch them for a while. They look so graceful as they glide across the water. A small child is throwing pieces of bread to them, and the ducks are very excited. It is a simple, happy scene. I find a quiet spot away from the main path. I sit on a stone wall and just listen. I hear the wind in the leaves. I hear the distant sound of children playing. I hear the hum of a bee. These are the sounds of life. I feel very connected to the world around me. I walk past a rose garden. The roses are in full bloom. They are every color you can imagine: deep red, soft pink, bright yellow, and pure white. I lean in to smell a red rose. The scent is very sweet and strong. It is amazing how much beauty there is in a single flower. The sun is starting to go down. The shadows of the trees are getting longer. I start walking back towards my house. My legs feel a bit tired, but my mind feels clear. Walking is the best way to think, or the best way to stop thinking. Either way, I feel much better than I did before I started. Food is one of life's greatest pleasures. Tonight, I am making a vegetable soup. It is a simple recipe, but it is very healthy and delicious. I start by cutting up carrots, celery, and potatoes. I like the sound the knife makes on the wooden cutting board. Chop, chop, chop. I put the vegetables in a large pot with some water and vegetable stock. I add some salt, pepper, and dried herbs. Soon, the kitchen starts to smell like a cozy home. While the soup is simmering, I make some homemade croutons. I cut some bread into small cubes and toast them in a pan with a little bit of butter and garlic. I think about how lucky I am to have good food to eat. Not everyone has enough, and I am grateful for my meals. Cooking for myself is a form of self-care. It shows that I value my health and my happiness. When the soup is ready, I pour it into a large ceramic bowl. I add the crunchy croutons on top. The soup is warm and comforting. It tastes like love and care. I eat slowly, enjoying every spoonful. It is the perfect meal for a cool evening. After dinner, I have a small piece of dark chocolate. It is rich and slightly bitter. I let it melt slowly on my tongue. It is the perfect end to a lovely meal. I feel full and satisfied. The simple act of cooking and eating has made me feel very happy today. Sunday is a day of rest and preparation. I sleep a little later than usual. When I wake up, the house is very quiet. I like to start my Sunday with a long shower. The warm water helps me relax my muscles. I use a soap that smells like lavender. I spend the morning doing some gentle stretching. It is important to move the body. I do some simple yoga poses on a mat in the living room. I feel my body becoming more flexible and strong. It is a good way to check in with myself. In the afternoon, I prepare for the week ahead. I look at my calendar and see what meetings and tasks I have. I plan my meals for the next few days. This helps me feel less stressed during the busy work week. Being prepared gives me a sense of control. I also take some time to do something purely for fun. Today, I am listening to a new album by a local musician. The music is very beautiful. I sit on the sofa and just listen. I do not do anything else. I just focus on the sounds. It is a luxury to give my full attention to one thing. As the evening approaches, I feel a little bit of the Sunday blues. It is that feeling you get when you know the weekend is ending. But then I remember that every day is a gift. Monday is a fresh start. I look forward to the routine of the new week. I go to bed early, feeling rested and ready for whatever tomorrow brings. What are the small joys of life? For me, it is many things. It is the feeling of clean sheets when I get into bed. It is the first sip of cold water when I am thirsty. It is the sound of a friend's laughter. These are the things that make life beautiful. I think about the seasons. I love how the world changes throughout the year. In the spring, the new leaves are a bright lime green. In the summer, the days are long and the sun is hot. In the autumn, the leaves turn gold and brown, and in the winter, the world is quiet and white with snow. Each season has its own special beauty. I enjoy watching the birds in my garden. I put out a small bird feeder with seeds and nuts. Many different kinds of birds come to visit. There are small brown sparrows and bright blue jays. Sometimes a squirrel tries to eat the seeds too. It is like having a little bit of the forest in my own backyard. I also love the smell of old books. When I go to the library, I like to wander through the aisles. Each book is a world waiting to be discovered. I pick up an old book and feel the texture of the paper. It feels like holding history in my hands. I am learning to appreciate these moments more and more. We spend so much time looking for big things that we often step over the small things, but the small things are the foundation of a happy life. I take a moment to look around my room and find 3 things that make me happy: my soft blanket, my favorite painting, and the light of the moon. Now the day is truly over. The house is completely quiet. I have brushed my teeth and washed my face. I am wearing my favorite soft pajamas. I climb into bed and pull the heavy duvet up to my chin. The pillows are soft and cool. I close my eyes and let my body relax. I start with my toes. I relax my feet, then my legs. I feel the tension leaving my back and my shoulders. My arms feel heavy and relaxed. I relax my neck and my face. I am completely still. I focus on my breathing. I breathe in deeply, and then I breathe out slowly. In and out. In and out. My breath is like the waves of the ocean. It is steady and calm. I feel like I am floating on a soft cloud. My thoughts start to drift. I think of a peaceful forest. I see the tall trees and the sunlight filtering through the leaves. I hear the sound of a gentle stream. The water is clear and cold. I am walking slowly through the forest, feeling completely safe and happy. The images in my mind become softer and less clear. I am entering the world of dreams. It is a place where anything is possible. I feel a deep sense of gratitude for my life and for this moment of rest. I am ready to sleep now. The world is at peace, and so am I. I hope these stories have brought a sense of calm to your day. Listening to the rhythm of language is a wonderful way to learn. There is no need to rush or worry about understanding every single word. Just let the sounds become familiar. Sleep well or enjoy the rest of your day with a peaceful heart. You are doing a great job, and I look forward to our next quiet moment together.